Jericho's like the progression of Benoit to me. Like, he kept the Hart name alive, even though Jericho, and we know this between us, is like, he gives the Harts a lot more credit than they deserve for what he did, and it's nice of him because he was from that area, from Calgary, and he makes us sound like we were successful trainers, but Jericho did that on his own fucking hard work and innovation. Jericho was always so nice to me, and Benoit was always so nice to me, so those are guys that just, for whatever class acts outside the ring, Jericho was the only guy to ever get me a booking and get me on I forget what the show is called, Velocity, and got me paid up front and took me to the bar and bought me drinks and was nice to me as a human being. And every time I've ever seen him did the podcast, let me just go on a tear, didn't try talking a bunch of shit or bringing up a lot of stupid questions, and just like every time I ever called him on the phone, he answered the phone and had time for me no matter how busy he was. And I heard the same thing for David Benoit, Chris Benoit's son, that Jericho's taken him under his wing and helped him out and talked to him, and just as two of my favorite guys in wrestling that were nice to me outside the ring and helped me feel important and didn't make me stand at the fucking door like a mark with my bag in my hand like some piece of shit desperate to get a job, because I never asked for a job in WWE and I've never sent a video in once, and I always said the same thing. I've been trying to shy away. You haven't seen too many times where I'm hovering in the back trying to get Tyson Kidd to introduce me to Vince, or trying to get free tickets so I can go hang out and meet some of the guys that I used to train with in the back, and hey, can you get me in now and you get me a job, or go show up at NXT with my bag and maybe try to manipulate some situation where I can get them to look at me. If you don't know who I am or where I'm at and I gotta send you a bunch of videos and beg for a job, it's probably not gonna happen. And I hope that's considered a compliment to you guys, that I worked so hard and made myself internationally famous and independently renowned as a guy that's unpredictable and having great matches. But unpredictable is not unpredictable. It's the unpredictability of wondering what move I'm going to do next.
Well, apparently Jericho is the one that recommended to the people that own Impact now to put Scott D'Amore and Don Callis in charge of the company. They're one of the three. So nice. You may want to talk to him about that, because they are losing all their talent now due to cutbacks and so forth. And
really?
Putting on more events in Canada. They're owned by a Canadian company.
Yeah, I heard that. So. Ed Norsky or something like that?
Ed Nordholm or something. Yeah, you might want to talk to Jericho about that.
I talked to Ed actually once. He actually invited me to TNA in Florida during the time I was under I was actually running from the law at that time. Nobody knew, so I didn't want to push my luck too much with trying to ask for a job and show up on TV if I ever got that lucky with TNA, and then have the U.S. Marshals show up and take me out of the building, because I would have really fucked it up. So I'm hoping TNA, I would like to work with TNA. I got a show coming up with them. I guess it's not a show, it's like a joint show with Revolution Pro. I don't think you'll have this part on the video before the show because it's supposed to be a surprise, but we obviously, I think this will be released after, so you guys can hear it now. But I'm excited about that opportunity. I would like to be in TNA. I've avoided TNA before. I had an offer from them when Jeff Jarrett was running it, and I was wrestling there with Jack for Team Canada, and Scott D'Amore tried to get me in, and I avoided it. I didn't think it was...
Was it Scott that brought you into TNA that first time?
I used the analogy of I thought I could have made the NFL, so I didn't want to settle for the CFL if I thought I could make the NFL, which is WWE's NFL and TNA's CFL. But at the end of the day, I would have rather just played either way. I would have played in any league instead of being cut out completely. So